How can you get the most out of your apologetics learning? Welcome to Critical Thinking Scan, where we look at how you can think about any faith-challenging message and arrive at a biblical, logical conclusion yourself. I'm Patricia Engler, and today let's begin part 1 of 2 videos on practical tips for building your apologetics knowledge. Like we saw in episode 67, apologetics is the study of why a biblical worldview makes rational sense, so Christians can share, strengthen, and defend their faith. Apologetics and critical thinking also make up the intellectual foundations Christian students in multiple countries told me was so important for keeping their faith strong at university. But there's so much apologetics information out there. How do you get started? Here are a few useful do's and don'ts. First, do take advantage of free resources. Tons of solid apologetics articles, videos, and ebooks are free online, which, speaking from experience, is great news for starving students. As a student myself, I particularly loved trustworthy online apologetics databases. At answersingenesis.org, for instance, you can quickly find answers to questions which come up in your classes. Even if you don't have time for a long article, just seeing that a well-reasoned answer exists can help. You can also listen to apologetics videos and podcasts while doing other activities like cooking or commuting. So find what works for you. The resources linked to this video can help you get started. Second, do make intellectual foundation building part of your routine. Some research shows that on average, it takes about 2 months to form a habit. Even if you spend just a few minutes a day learning about one apologetics topics just during the week, you'll be armed with at least 160 apologetics answers within one school year. There's a mountain of information out there, but the way to conquer any mountain is one step at a time. Third, do take time to learn the basics. Answers to the most common objections from secular cultures and classrooms like, hasn't science disproven the Bible, and what about evolution and dinosaurs and millions of years, and hypocrisy in the church, and was Jesus really God, and why would God create a world with death and suffering? You can find answers to these and other top questions in the linked resources, including all 4 Answers in Genesis answers books, which you can read online for free. Fourth, and this is more common sense, if you're a student, do research apologetics topics which are or will be relevant to your classes. So for instance, if you're studying zoology, you'll probably want to learn some biblical ways to interpret supposed evidence for animals' evolutionary lineages. Or if you're going into psychology, you may want to think about answering claims that religious beliefs evolved due to cognitive biases, like we talked about in episodes 18, 24, and 29. Fifth, as you research all these apologetics topics, don't hinge your faith on a single apologetics argument. Studying apologetics will almost certainly strengthen your faith, reminding you just how true God's Word really is. But it's key to remember that while apologetics can confirm your faith itself does not rest in any one apologist, but in God and His Word. Especially if you're a student, many of your non-Christian professors, peers, and textbook authors have likely heard arguments for the Bible or against evolution, just like you have. Some textbooks, including ones I used as a student, have entire sections committed to attacking Christian apologetics arguments. If a textbook presents a counter-argument you've never heard before, you may feel shaken if you've placed too much stock in that one argument. And this is especially true because not all apologetics arguments may be equally watertight to begin with. But we'll talk more about that in the next video. As the linked resources also illustrate, tons of other observations from different streams of reality, including science, history, philosophy, other Christian stories, and your own personal experience, do affirm God's Word is true. So your trust in God's Word must not stand or fall on a single line of human reasoning. On that note, just because a counter-argument may exist to an apologetics argument, that doesn't mean the counter-argument is logically valid or scientifically strong. That's another reason why it's so important to have critical thinking skills to evaluate counter-arguments on the fly. We'll pick this up next time. Meanwhile, for more on how to think critically about messages that contradict the Bible's teachings, you can access my other CT Scan videos packed with tactics, tips, and tools that helped me as a Christian student at secular university. Thank you for watching. Hey, it's Patricia here. Just wanting to let you know that if you like these videos, a free, easy way to help Answers in Genesis Canada create more content and equip more people to defend their faith is to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, click the bell, and of course, share these resources. That lets the social media algorithms help these videos reach more people who can benefit from them, saving us advertising expenses while promoting biblical authority. Thank you so much.